Tonight in the driver's seat, I typed your name and erased it, and I hated how hopeful I got. At the red light, I said your name and it hurt softly, and I couldn't look away. The dashboard clock said 2:17, same as the diner receipt I never threw out. I turned the radio up so loud, the speakers buzzed just to drown out the shape of your laugh.
So I'll run you again tonight. Let the bassline rewrite every memory. I'll run you again tonight, till the synth lights burn out what's left of me.
Run you again tonight, in the pulse and the rush where I can't feel the sting. Yeah, I'll run you again tonight. My phone face down on the passenger seat, a stupid game I keep playing and losing. The highway stripes are just blurring now, a hypnotist trick for a heart that's still choosing. Past the exit where you kissed me once, the one with the broken sign in the gravel. I floor it, let the engine scream something honest, something I'm too scared to
So
travel.
I'll run you again tonight. Let the bassline rewrite every memory. I'll run you again tonight, till the synth lights burn out what's left of me.
Run you again tonight, in the pulse and the rush where I can't feel the sting. Yeah, I'll run you again tonight. Baby, in the floor, on the floor, in the sod, if it's your dawn. Maybe in the side chain pump and the gated lead, I cannot run what's gone. If I just keep driving to the beat, if I never let the drop arrive, maybe I can stay right here, where forgetting feels almost alive.
So I'll run you again tonight. Let the bassline rewrite every memory. Run you again tonight, till the synth lights burn out what's left of me.
Run you again tonight, in the pulse and the rush where I can't feel the sting. Yeah, I'll run you again tonight.
At the corner store before sunrise, I rewound the voicemail just to hear you. In late November, I turned down the volume to hear my thoughts in my bed. The heater clicks, a metronome, counting the hours you've been gone. My breath fogs on the window pane. I trace the heart, then wipe it clean.
I choose you in my chest, a steady beat against the rest. Through every breakdown, every test, I choose you in my chest. The synth cuts sharp, the bassline pounds. Your name's the only solid sound.
I choose you in my chest.
I choose you in my chest.
I choose you in my chest. choose you in my chest. And if the speakers ever die and all the neon fades to gray, this pulse won't lie, this truth won't sway. It's not a wish, it's not a guess.
It's just the rhythm I possess. I choose you in my chest, a steady beat against the rest. Through every breakdown, every test, I choose you in my chest. The synth cuts sharp, the bassline pounds.
Your name's the only solid sound. I choose you in my chest.
I choose you in my chest.
I choose you in my chest.
On your birthday, I said your name, and it hurt. Softly in my heart, picked you anyway. Last night, at the bus stop, I held my phone like it could hold you. The rain made halos round the streetlight bulbs, and I scrolled our old text, just dumb, blurry words.
I miss this love when you're gone. I miss this love when you're gone. Every beat without you feels wrong. I miss this love when you're gone.
I miss this love when you're gone. I miss this love when you're gone. The silence after the song. I miss this love when you're gone.
Your coffee mug left a ring on my shelf, a perfect circle like proof of itself. I keep finding your hair on my coat, little black threads I can't quite unknow. I miss this love when you're gone. I miss this love when you're gone. Every beat without you feels wrong. I miss this love when you're gone.
I miss this love when you're gone. I miss this love when you're gone. The silence after the song. I miss this love when you're gone. The bass is just shaking the floor now, but all I can feel is the space where you were. 100 strangers are moving as one, and I'm standing still counting the exits you'd run.
I miss this love when you're gone. I miss this love when you're gone. Every beat without you feels wrong. I miss this love when you're gone.
I miss this love when you're gone. I miss this love when you're gone. The silence after the song. I miss this love when you're gone.
At 2 a.m. in the parking lot, I held back tears and tasted metal, and I forgave you in my head. The night you came back, I stared at the ring of your cup, and the silence answered back. Your jacket smelled like rain, cheap detergent, a scent I memorized. You said the streetlights look like falling sparks, and I almost believed your lies. And it's your name in my head, your name in my head, a rhythm I can't shed, a rhythm I can't shed. Through every beat that's left unsaid, your name in my head, a loop I can't forget, a loop I can't forget.
The diner coffee is cold, the jukebox plays a song we used to hate. You trace a crack in the tabletop, say maybe it's not too late. My phone buzzes on the vinyl seat, a text I won't reply. I watch your thumb erase a word like you can make the truth run dry.
And it's your name in my head, your name in my head, a rhythm I can't shed, a rhythm I can't shed. Through every beat that's left unsaid, your name in my head, a loop I can't forget, a loop I can't forget. The waitress clears the next booth over, wipes the surface clean. I think of all the empty mornings stretched out in between. This isn't love, it's just a habit, worn down to the bone. But I still hear it in the static when I'm driving home alone. And it's your name in my head, your name in my head, a rhythm I can't shed, a rhythm I can't shed. Through every beat that's left unsaid, your name in my head, a loop I can't forget, a loop I can't forget. On the way to the store, I watch the door like it could fix this. And I hated how hopeful I got. I held my phone like it could hold you. On Sunday evening in the quiet living room, the TV's on, but it's just color and sound.
I'm folding laundry you left here, a shirt I should have given back by now.
And I feel the words I swallowed when you come back.
They're heavy in my throat, they're waiting in the cracks.
Every I miss you and every please don't go.
They fall like rain on pavement,
But you already know. you already know.
Maybe in another life I'd say them out loud.
Maybe in another room without this crowd of doubt.
But here we are, just breathing the same air.
And all my unspoken words are hanging there. And I feel the words I swallowed when you come back.
They're heavy in my throat, they're waiting in the cracks.
Every I miss you and every please don't go.
They fall like rain on pavement.
But you already know.
Right before I answered, I tried to delete your number and failed. And it felt like an apology. I folded your shirt and didn't breathe on my lunch break. On the bathroom floor, the phone was buzzing in my bag. A tiny earthquake through the tile. I knew the ringtone, knew the shape your voice would make.
Breathe your name in my chest. Let the rhythm do the rest. Every beat a confession. Every drop a question.
Breathe your name in my chest. In the rush I feel your best. When the speakers shake the walls, I only hear you call.
You left a hair tie on the sink, a single dark coil in the white. I put it in my pocket, felt the elastic pull all night. The baseline hits like a second pulse, a borrowed heartbeat in the crowd. I'm searching for your silhouette, where the strobe lights way too loud. Breathe your name in my chest. Let the rhythm do the rest. Every beat a confession. Every drop a question.
Breathe your name in my chest. In the rush I feel your best. When the speakers shake the walls, I only hear you call. The synth cuts out, just the kick drum for a second. In that empty space, I swear I feel your breath.
A ghost of you in the silence, a memory in the drop. Then the melody comes crashing, and it doesn't ever stop. Stop, 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 stop. Breathe your name in my chest. Let the rhythm do the rest. Every beat a confession. Every drop a question.
Breathe your name in my chest. In the rush I feel your best. When the speakers shake the walls, I only hear you call.
On the staircase, the night you came back, I carried your scent on my sleeve. In late November, in the empty bed, I checked the lock twice for no reason, and my chest wouldn't unclench.
You left a coffee ring on the counter, a half-read book by the sink.
The radiator hummed a flat note,
The whole apartment on the brink.
so I dream your hello, even if it hurts in the beat, in the blur, in the electric surge. I dream your hello, even if it's wrong, to the kick drums thud all night long.
The train at 3 a.m. shakes the window frame, a distant rattling sound. I scroll through old photos, the timestamp's wrong, you're already not around. Your favorite sweater still on the chair, a shape I haven't moved. The scent line climbs and it feels like hope, a pattern I can't prove.
So I dream your hello, even if it hurts in the beat, in the blur, in the electric surge. I dream your hello, even if it's wrong, to the kick drums thud
All night long. All night long. Maybe in the gated lead, the pumping of the bass. There's a version of this where I don't chase a ghost embrace, where the hi-hat's sharp and clean and the future isn't past, and the sake is just a memory fading fast at last.
So I dream your hello, even if it hurts in the beat, in the blur, in the electric surge. I dream your hello, even if it's wrong, to the kick drums thud all night long. At the red light, I pressed my palm to the wall and waited, and I heard you in the silence at 2 a.m. in the checkout line. I read your last text like a prayer. The freezer on my phone went dim. I knew you wouldn't be there, but I still bought the coffee creamer, the kind you like, just in case. Reach my favorite light, where I belong,
Where I belong, where I belong.
reach my favorite light, where I belong.
Where I belong, where I belong. Oh.
Your jacket's still hooked on the closet door, a ghost of last November. I found a receipt in the pocket for gas and a pack of gum. I traced the numbers with my thumb, a stupid little souvenir. The pump was number 4. You always chose the even ones. Reach my favorite light, where I belong.
Where I belong, where I belong.
Reach my favorite light, where I belong.
Where I belong, where I belong.
The truth is just a cold room with the overhead light on. So let me live inside the story where you're just running late, where your key still turns the lock, and you call out from the hall. Let me reach my favorite light, let me have it after all. Reach my favorite light, where I belong.
Where I belong, where I belong.
Reach my favorite light, where I belong.
Where I belong, where I belong.
dark. On the long way home, I wrote your initials in the fog mirror. At the end of the day, I pressed my palm to the wall and waited in the quiet living room. The streetlight caught the dust on the vinyl shelf, spinning nothing. I heard the neighbor's car door shut, and for a breath, I thought it was yours. So keep your goodbye where you left me, in the hum of the refrigerator light. Keep your goodbye where you left me, with the coffee rings and the unsaid clock at night. Every beat is a countdown, I can't reset. Keep your goodbye where you left me,
Found your sweater folded wrong inside my bottom drawer this morning. A static from the dryer sheet still clinging to the sleeve. I turned the radio too loud, some pop song about a perfect summer. The bass line punched right through the wall, but all it did was make me emptier.
so keep your goodbye where you left me, in the hum of the refrigerator light. Keep your goodbye where you left me, with the coffee rings and the unsaid clock at night. Every beat is a countdown, I can't reset. Keep your goodbye where you left me,
I don't want the memory polished, don't want it one smooth. Let it stay jagged in the doorway, a shape I have to move around.
The echo isn't in the room, it's in the routine I keep breaking. Reaching for a phone that doesn't light up with your name. So keep your goodbye where you left me, in the hum of the refrigerator light. Keep your goodbye where you left me, with the coffee rings and the unsaid clock at night. Every beat is a countdown, I can't reset. Keep your goodbye where you left me, In early spring, I scrolled our photos with shaking hands, and I almost turned around on a rainy Tuesday. I waited for the elevator, I remembered you, and it felt like coming home.
Your old sweater still balled up behind the driver's seat. I keep finding receipts from the diner in the wash.
Break the way you hold me in my mouth. Let the memory lose its taste. Let the sweetness finally run out. Break the way you hold me in my mouth. Every whispered joke, every promise I can live without. echo of the train.
I need to spit the ghost out. Let the empty air remain.
Break the way you hold me in my mouth. Let the memory lose its taste. Let the sweetness finally run out. Break the way you hold me in my mouth. Every whisper joke, every promise I can't live without. At the corner store, after the party, I stared at the sink and tried to be brave. At midnight, in the elevator, I packed my pride and left it on the table. The street lights made stripes on the wet asphalt. I counted the cracks in the sidewalk back home. I can feel your heart, no matter what. Through the static, through the rush, I can feel your heart, no matter what.
When the speakers shake the floor, I can feel it more. You texted a photo of your coffee, steam rising in a slant of sun. I was untangling cords in the half-light, the morning almost done. A simple thing, a quiet proof against the noise inside my head. A steady pulse beneath the beat of everything we left unsaid. I can feel your heart, no matter what. Through the static, through the rush, I can feel your heart, no matter what. When the speakers shake the floor, I can feel it more.
Not in grand words, not in promises sworn, in the space between the kick drum and the synth before the dawn, in the way you hold a silence in the breath you take before you speak. It's the frequency I'm tuned to. It's the only truth I see. I can feel your heart, no matter. Through the rush, I can feel your heart, no matter what.
When the speakers shake the floor, I can feel it more. I can feel it more.
At 2 a.m., I scrolled our photos of shaking hands, and I wanted one more minute. At 2 a.m., I pressed my palm to the wall and waited in the doorway of my room. The fridge hummed louder than my thoughts. I watched the streetlight paint the floor. I traced the crack you said you'd fix. I heard repeating what I need. Forget that night, forget that night after you're gone. I'm dancing with the memory until the coming dawn. Repeating what I need. Forgive that night after you're gone. I'm dancing with the memory until the coming dawn. In the doorway of my room, on my lunch break, I read our own messages too fast. The morning you left, I pressed my palm to the wall and waited, and it felt like goodbye again. I still find your hairpin by the sink, a tiny silver curve against the porcelain. And every time the kettle screams, I think you might walk in, shaking rain from your coat.
This is the last goodbye on my sleeve, the one I keep repeating. Every beat reminds me, every beat deceives me.
This is the last goodbye on my sleeve, a signal I keep reading. In the static, in the rush, I feel you leaving. The bus stop where you missed your ride, the bench is painted over blue. I count the cracks up to your door, a habit I can't seem to lose. Your favorite song came on the radio, the DJ said it's a request. I almost texted you the way we used to, just to see if you were listening too.
This is the last goodbye on my sleeve, the one I keep repeating. Every beat reminds me, every beat deceives me.
This is the last goodbye on my sleeve, a signal I keep reading. In the static, in the rush, I feel you leaving.
So I turn the volume up until the windows shake. Let the bass line fill the space your silence makes.
Maybe if I move enough, I'll finally believe that this goodbye is just a rhythm, not a wound on my sleeve. break, I put on your playlist and froze, and I couldn't look away. I turned down the volume to hear my thoughts, and I couldn't look away. The screen went dark, my sandwich half eaten on the wrapper. You're singing in a language I don't speak, but I know the ache. Trust your heart after you leave. Let the beat remind you what you need. Trust your heart after you leave, even when the memory starts to bleed.
The train home rattles, windows flashing, concrete gray. Someone's perfume in the air is wrong, it's not the one you wore. I'm counting stops, the rhythm of the tracks is just a countdown now.
To an empty kitchen and the ghost of where you stood. Trust your heart after you leave. Let the beat remind you what you need. Trust your heart after you leave, even when the memory starts to bleed.
Was it the coffee cup you left, or the way you'd hum off key?
The specific weight of your head on my shoulder, watching TV.
Not a grand sign, just a quiet truth I couldn't see.
Until the song played and the quiet screamed it back at me. Trust your heart after you leave. Let the beat remind you what you need. Trust your heart after you leave, even when the memory starts to bleed. At the pharmacy on your birthday, I carried your scent on my sleeve. Before sunrise on the front steps, I looked at my hands and missed yours, and it made no sense at all. The receipt for your medicine still folded in my wallet. I heard a song you liked once, and I pulled over just to feel stupid. And I just wanna hold you again when you come back. Feel your shoulder under my chin. No talking, just that. I just wanna hold you again when you come back. Through the static and the noise, find the shape of you in the dark.
Your favorite mug chipped on the rim, I still drink from it anyway. Found a hairpin on the floorboard, silver, bent from a Tuesday. I keep the porch light burning later than I should. A habit for a ghost, but I'd do it if I could.
And I just wanna hold you again when you come back. Feel your shoulder on my And I just wanna hold you again when you come back. Feel your shoulder under my chin. No talking, just that. I just wanna hold you again when you come back. Through the static and the noise, find the shape of you in the dark. At 2 a.m. I held back tears and tasted metal, and I almost called you. The night we said goodbye at the pharmacy, I left your side of the bed untouched, and I hated how much I wanted you. I drove past your street,
Saw a light on upstairs and wondered if it was just the TV. I memorized the exit numbers, the ones that meant I was halfway home or halfway gone.
so mend my mistakes where I belong. Mend my mistakes where I belong. In the hum of the highway, in the glow of the dash. Mend my mistakes where I belong. I belong.
You left a sweater in my backseat, gray and worn at the cuffs. I wore it once just to see, and the static made my head stand up. Found a receipt from a gas station for 2 coffees and a pack of gum. A stupid tiny artifact from when the miles meant something, not just running.
So mend my mistakes where I belong. Mend my mistakes where I belong. In the hum of the highway, in the glow of the dash. Mend my mistakes where I belong.
Maybe the truth isn't in the grand apology, but in the quiet turning of the key and showing up with groceries. In the unglamorous and long, maybe home isn't a place you find, but a person you become, you become, you become, you become, you become.
So mend my mistakes where I belong. Mend my mistakes where I belong. In the hum of the highway, in the glow of the dash. Mend my mistakes where I belong.
In my bed, the night we said goodbye, I pressed my palm to the wall and waited. On the first warm day, I stared at the sink and tried to be brave, and I heard you in the silence.
Your coffee mug still on the shelf. The ghost of steam, I kept the window cracked just in case. case you change your mind.
So I'll admit my mistakes where you left me, in the dust on the floorboards, in the empty coat hooked by the door. I'll say it to the ceiling fan, to the quiet in the hall. Admit my mistakes
Where you left me, where you left me. Found your scarf beneath the seat, the blue one, soft and warm. I held it to my face and swore I caught your scent. Now it's just the car.
drove past the diner where we always sat. The lights were off inside, the close sign swinging in the wind, a rhythm with the ache. So I'll admit my mistakes where you left me, in the dust on the floorboards, in the empty coat hooked by the door. I'll say it to the ceiling fan, to the quiet in the hall.
Admit my mistakes, where you left me, where you left me.
The phone doesn't ring, the streetlight paints a stripe across your side. I practice all the words I should have said, the simple, stupid ones.
The truth is just a shape the darkness takes when I'm alone.
So I'll admit my mistakes where you left me, in the dust on the floorboards, in the empty coat hooked by the door. I'll say it to the ceiling fan, to the quiet in the hall.
Admit my mistakes, where you left me, where you left me. The night you came back in the car, I waited for the elevator and remembered you. And the silence answered back. Last night in the driver's seat, I tried to laugh and it came out wrong. Just a flicker from a passing street light caught the empty passenger side. I turned the radio up loud enough to drown the engine out.
But I hear your voice when it's quiet, when the city sleeps and the wires hum. It's the only sound that cuts through the static, the only beat my heart can run.
I hear your voice when it's quiet, in the space between the bass and the drum.
You left a hair tie on the gear shift, a faded blue against the gray. I keep it there like some kind of compass, pointing to a different day.
The GPS still has your old place saved, a ghost address in glowing green. I drive a long way home sometimes, just to pass that empty scene.
But I hear your voice when it's quiet, when the city sleeps and the wires hum. It's the only sound that cuts through the static, the only beat my heart can run.
I hear your voice when it's quiet, in the space between the bass and the drum.
Maybe it's just the way the rain hits the glass, or a song we heard too many times.
Maybe it's the echo of a question I never asked, hanging in these dotted lines.
But the quiet doesn't feel so empty, doesn't feel so cold or wide.
If I can pretend you're in the next room, waiting on the other side.
Cause I hear your voice when it's quiet, when the city sleeps and the wires hum. It's the only sound that cuts through the static, the only beat my heart can run.
I hear your voice when it's quiet, in the space between the bass and the drum. On the balcony, before your flight, I tried to laugh and it came out wrong. On your birthday, in the passenger seat, I laughed at nothing and hated it, and the air felt too sharp. You were humming some radio song, tapping the dash. I memorized the way your thumb moved, like counting down. So whisper my favorite line on my sleeve. Tell me we're more than the static between stations. Whisper my favorite line on my sleeve. Say it's not borrowed time, just a different vibration.
Now the city's just a grid of yellow squares from up here. My headphones on, the same four chords on repeat. I can almost feel the bass line in the floorboards, a phantom kick. I'm dancing alone, but I'm dancing like you're watching.
So whisper my favorite line on my sleeve. Tell me we're more than the static between stations. Whisper my favorite line on my sleeve. Say it's not borrowed time, just a different vibration. The synth swells, the hi-hats rush. It's the closest thing to touching. If I close my eyes in the drop, you're still here. A perfect echo, a sidechain breath. So whisper my favorite line on my sleeve. Tell me we're more than the static between stations.
Whisper my favorite line on my sleeve. Say it's not borrowed time, just a different vibration.
On the couch in late
Your smile like home.
Through the static, through the quiet, through the unknown.
You were fixing the thermostat, grease on your thumb. Told me a joke about the landlord, half smile, half dumb. I handed you the wrench, our fingers brushed the cold.
You said it's just a pilot light. I felt my own ignite.
I wanna learn your smile like home. Every curve, every flicker, every time you're alone. I wanna learn
Your smile like home. Through the static, through the quiet, through the unknown.
not some grand design, not a perfect sign, just the way your mouth tilts when you read the fine print on the wine, the way it softens when you're tired, the way it fights the morning cold.